All right, yo, what's going on, everyone? Dan the Glass Man here. Welcome to the Glass Man's world. So I just wanted to share with you guys a little something. I'm gonna be cooking some dinner. So we got some food going, and we're gonna be working on a couple different things here, some rocket stoves and survival candles, things like that. So bear with me as I'm cooking us some dinner, and we'll get into how to make some different candles and things like that here, because I wanted to actually get a couple of these remade. Oh, okay. So that one here, this one actually has some candle wax in here. I'm going to try to remove the candle wax. We'll see if we can get rid of that. I was actually going to turn this into a little Crisco uh, burner, but maybe we'll just turn it into a regular candle here. So one thing that I've learned is that you can take some old birthday candles, used birthday candles, and you can reuse these. So what I'm going to do is we're going to remake this one here. So this is a candle. This one and this one here are the candles that we used for our jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. So these are the candles that we use for the jack-o'-lantern. So I'm going to show you how simple it was to make this. So there's a little, I just pull that out of the center, a little piece of candle. We're just going to get rid of that. You can see that in there, right? So we're going to pull that out. There's just an old piece of a candle right there. So you see that? So this is a remainder of an old candle right here, right? So just an old candle. That's an old birthday candle. So we're going to fill this up with the Crisco, or we actually don't have Crisco, but we do have the this here. Basically, it's the same thing. Snow cap lard, the Morel snow cap lard. So we're going to use this here and simply scoop it into the candles here. So we're just going to fill this up with the Crisco. I was hoping to do this one as well, which maybe we will. Maybe we will do that. Let me try to put a hole all the way down in the center, because what I'd like to do is maybe we'll just do a mix. We'll do it candle and Crisco. I don't know what that'll do. I don't know. So we'll have a little experiment here. So we're going to take this candle here and basically we're going to shove that right in there. But you see how tall that is, right? So we're going to take off a portion of that. And we need a little bit for this one here, right? So let's just cut this one almost in half here. So I'm just going to get some scissors. I don't know if this is going to break the candle or not. We'll see. Okay, cool. A little bit of wax. Not much. I'll just drop that in there. So now we got two pieces right there, right? So this one, the little shorty one here, we're going to get another one here. Get another one. We'll take the tip off of that one as well. And so I'm just going to take our scissors here, snap that. So now we got two pieces there. And these are going to go in to the candles here. Alright, so check it out, guys. So we're going to get our little handy dandy candles here. Give me 1 second. I gotta get the food going real quick. Let me just add this in real fast. Alright, so I'm going to be cooking some spaghetti, guys. So that's what's going on over here. And also, we always Norwex things here. So, Norwex allows you to wash, to clean and remove bacteria from surfaces using only water. It's an amazing cleaning product. If you're eco-friendly, you're serious about being eco-friendly, you should seriously look into Norwex and consider getting yourself some. Alright, so let me make sure this is nice and tight so you guys don't fall too much here. Okay, I'm going to add a little garlic, a little salt. Okay, now we're going to get our manteca here, right? So we're going to get this here, and we're going to get some sort of a scooper. I'm not really sure what we're going to use. This stuff gets really, really oily. Here, we're just going to use a butter knife. We're just going to butter this stuff out if we can. Try to get this open. Alright, so if you guys are ever needing survival candles, Crisco or this animal lard is amazing stuff. It works so perfect. This is, you know, I used to make their lamps with the animal lard, the animal fat. You know, the old farmers, Amish individuals, people from way back in the ancient days. You know, back in the days of Krishna, back in the days of the Roman Empire, back in the days of Jesus. You know, they had these animal fat candles, lard candles. And it's real simple. You just, like I say, you just fill that in. And we're going to try to get it in there where all the air is. Really make sure I'm forcing it in. Just like that. And here, let me just, just do it like that. Bam. So there's one. One's done. I'm going to do that again with this one. Here, maybe we'll try to keep this a little bit cleaner. We'll try to force that down into the bottom so we don't get any air bubbles. So this is just an old or a upcycled yogurt jar here. These are really nice yogurt jars. You can also use baby food jars. Those are perfect for this. Alright. So we're just going to force that in there. Just like that. Get that in. See, there's a little bit of air bubbles right in the side there. So I'm trying to force that to get in all the way in there. Real deep. Okay. Just like that, right? Like, I don't know if we want them all the way to the top. Like this one here, I'm going to try to scoop out just a little bit, just like that. Okay. And then, like I said, we're going to turn this little one into a little, it's going to be wax and Crisco. We'll see how this works. The one thing about the oil is once it gets hot, you know, it's definitely going to liquefy, right? Okay, Boogie's going to come over here and tell me that his phone died here. Just watch. He's all watching his shows right now. Okay. So now, after we've done that, and we got plenty of this. Like, I don't know how many candles we've already made. It's quite amazing. This is actually a Crisco candle as well, right here. And this one here is a really cool survival candle. So this has the Crisco candle, which also, I don't know if this has a regular candle wick. I think I might have actually used a wood wick or a like a wooden skewer and just put it in there and then let it just absorb all of that. And so now this will heat up and light. So I wrapped this around the jar here so that way it's nice and snug. And this works as like a heating flange, and then you can put this on top here, and that will actually like hold heat. This will retain heat, and that'll heat up a room in emergency situations. You know, the tin will eventually start to smell a little bit, things like that.
What is it?
Oh, you see I'm cooking?
No, what is
Oh, you see I'm making candles?
No.
No. What are you asking me? What's in here?
Yeah.
This is ground beef. We're making spaghetti. Alright, so we got a little bit of oil.
Ground beef?
About 2 or 3.
That is so yucky.
2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we cooked up some cumin and some coriander powder into it. And which usually, I don't know what I did, but that's usually like the taco meat seasoning, so we'll see how this comes out. I'm like, wait a minute, I put in the wrong stuff, but whatever, we're going to try something new. Okay, so now, let me see, do I have a lighter on me? That's funny. You want to get a lighter? Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to shove these candles. You see this right here? Real simple. Just like that. Put that directly in the center. Right there. Bam. There's one. And we may have filled those up a little bit too much, because these aren't touching the bottom of the glass. So we'll see what happens when these start to actually burn and light. And there's the other one. So it's just shoving birthday candles or other candles into there. And then, as you can see, just light it. And there you got a nice little candle right there. See that? So that's the Manteca or the Crisco candle. So here's another one right here. And like I said, I don't know if I put the, let's see that one. See how that light is like barely doing anything. I may have to lift that one up slightly, because I put too much of the oil in there. Alright, there we go. And once it started to heat up, it was basically drowning itself. So there you go. So, you know, sometimes you have to adjust the candle wick. But there's 2 Crisco candles there. So I'll put those over here. I'll put those next to the food. We'll just let those burn there. And now, let's try this one here. So this is going to require me exposing the wick a little bit here. So I'm just gonna melt it right above the survival candle. So we're gonna have a little bit of wax mixed with the Crisco, which is gonna be interesting. I don't know how that's gonna work. I just let that wax just drip there, and then yeah, let me just let this. All right, let me let it solidify real quick. Now we're gonna shove that directly in to the center there, and now that, as you can see, is our little mini survival candle. Now this here is what I wanted to do because I wanted to show you what I've been working on. So we've got the Crisco candles, right? So you got the different Crisco survival candles. These ones will burn for quite a long time. And we'll put this one here too, right next to the cooking. And also I wanted to show you these, they're called Bright Betty lamps. This guy on YouTube, he's calling them Bright Betty Bama lamps. A Bright Betty Bama lamp. I said a Bright Betty Bama lamp, you know. So these are the Bright Betty lamps here. And basically what it is a wick on a wire, kind of a wire wick holder. As you can see, the wick fell out, so I need to fish that out. The thing about these is you will have to manage the wick, so as they burn, you know, you get rid of that. So all it is just a wire that's been twisted up. As you can see, it's all twisted. It's got a little piece right there, so you can put the wick into there. And so let's grab the, I'm going to fish this wick out here. So that's the only thing about this is sometimes that wick, it'll burn away from that wick holder sooner than I want it to. And when I try to pull it out, you know, it's a lot easier to manage these when you don't have a bottle that's so tight and that opening, you know, I made it way too tight. So it would work better with a smaller, with a bigger mouth, wider mouth jar. So I'm just gonna force this in. Now, this has olive oil in it, so it's good for your skin. But the only thing is, if you get olive oil and ashes mixed together, it's kind of like makeup, like Halloween makeup. So you got to be real careful. You don't want to start mixing that all up and getting it all over. Okay. So I'm gonna tighten up the wick there so I can just force it in just like that. Trying to keep this over the bottle so we don't spill a bunch of oil everywhere, but let me just show you what I did. So just forced it in. See that? So I had to tighten up that and then force it in and then pull it through just slightly. And you don't want that to stick out too much, right? Because then it'll become way too big of a flame. So you want to keep that managed nice and short like that. All right, so then we drop that back in there, and
I'm gonna blow candles out.
No, don't blow the candles out.
This one.
No, don't blow them out. No, we're having them burn for this. Don't burn them out, please. So now you can see it's just olive oil here, and it's got a little bit of that charcoal, but hopefully it doesn't get my hands all dirty. But olive oil is good. So that's the cool thing about these is that they're just olive oil lamps. And let me show you one thing too. So you light these up, right? Uh-oh. Forgot. Let me make sure it's got oil on that wick first. Okay, hopefully I can pull it up without it falling out. Okay.
Wow.
Hold on, I might have to pull it through. Dang it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Okay. So the only thing about these sometimes is they're a little bit touchy to use, but when you get them going, then it works really, really good. Here, let me get my tattoo oil. All right, so let me show you this. So once we get that burning, right? So you got yourself a candle, but you want that wick to be, you know, absorbing all that oil in there, right? So then you just put that. And the cool thing about this is it's not, you know, the oil in there is not like so flammable and combustible that this whole thing is just going to like light on fire. And the other cool thing about it is that even while it's on fire, like, you know, if this was gasoline, you couldn't do this. If this was like kerosene or something, you couldn't do this. But while it's lit, you can actually, and you don't want to smother the light, right? So you just want to be able to pour it in. But even as it's lit, you can be like right there next to the flame, and it's not going to like light up and cause a big old explosion into the bottle. So as these are burning down, you know, instead of letting that wick, you know, burn down way too much, you can easily just fill that up with oil and let that burn for hours. I mean, this will burn all night. You know, here, we'll use the rest of that oil there. So this is the Bright Betty lamp right here. This is another simple version on how to make a lamp. And it's real simple. I brought a bigger one out to kind of show you what you want to do. Is you want to first coil up this tight part here around something, you know, like get some sort of a tube, a pen, you know, maybe use a screwdriver and wrap it around. Hey, Boogie, can you not do that? Go play over there. It's real loud. So you need like a screwdriver or something like that so you can wrap the wire. And it's good to get like, you know, some kind of like baling wire or something that's going to bend real easy. You know, this coat hanger was really hard to bend, but a little thinner of a wire that I'm using in there, and you just, you know, spin it around there, get it coiled around a few times, and that becomes the thin part for your wick. Then you just kind of wrap it around and make a bigger, you know, like you can use the handle here and try to make it even bigger. And you simply just want to start with a smaller coil in the center, and then work its way out until it slowly starts to coil bigger and bigger and bigger. And then this here should be about as wide as, like, you know, if you're going to put this in a wide mouth jar, which I don't have, but let's say like this is the wide mouth jar and you put that in, you want to make sure that that fits in there just like that. And we could probably even just turn this into some sort of a candle, a heater, just, you know, if you wanted to have some sort of light. But they're better when they're glass, because then, as you can see here, well, I don't know if you can see here, as you can see there, it's here, let me move the mayo out of the way. Spider-Man, what's going on, Spider-Man? So as you can see, is it doing your spider web? All right. So as you can see, you know, you just want to have the handle to where you could just be able to pull it out. That's all. The handle might get hot, of course, so, you know, you want to let it cool down. And you want to have some sort of a wick. I've never used this material. This is the material that I use for wicking for my plants. It's a chamois cloth. I don't know. It's polyester, I think. So I don't know if it would work. I would really like to try it out and test it. And one day we will, once I get the proper jar. Now, another few ideas here that I want to show you are these. These are the basically like a tuna can jar, or a, you know, cat food can jar, something like not jar, a tuna can or a cat food can, right? Just an empty can. And we're gonna make something like this, like a sterno burner, right? So you've had these sternos, right? So what we do is we fill up these with a roll of toilet paper without the cardboard. So I don't know if you've seen that video before, but I basically took the, get a whole roll of toilet paper, right? And then you pull the cardboard out, and then you slice that into thirds. So you basically into thirds, and that'll allow you to create three of these. So basically that's the size of like a roll of toilet paper. So if you cut it into thirds, then you should be able to shove that right in there without the toilet paper roll in the center, without that cardboard roll. So then you shove that in there. Now you have a wick. Now you can pour, you can use the olive oil. You can use rubbing alcohol, which is really good for these. Let's see, what else can you use? There's the kerosene. We've used, I used to have these all written on the sides on what they actually were. And, you know, from my oils and stuff like that, they got wiped off. But we've used, the hand sanitizer gel. Hand sanitizer gel burns really well, and that'll stay in here as well. This is really good to keep with you in a car in case you need some sort of heat. The only thing is, you know, you can't just put this right on your console or anything, because this will heat up and melt. So having a second can works really, really good, you know, so then you can at least keep that a little bit separate. Maybe this will get hot, but not as hot as the bottom of this, you know. And maybe you can even have a taller can, you know, to where you could then do that, you know, something like that, you know. Have a can on a can, and you could actually have a stand. You see how there's air holes there? That's not for this, but maybe that would actually help. I don't know. But another thing that's really smart, actually. I've never really thought about that. I'm just thinking, you know, in general, if you need to put this on your car console, you know, like on the inside on the vinyl or something, that would work really well. You know, you could just burn that on top of another can. You know, and that's just empty airspace. You could fill it up with some sort of sand or rock or something like that to maybe, the sand would help to absorb the heat. Rocks would maybe heat up some more. Another thing that I want to show you, so we got these couple different ways you could do the alcohol, the hand sanitizer, olive oil, cooking oil, things like that, kerosene. You can still see these are still burning right here, guys. So now moving on to the next burner, and this is probably the last one I want to show you. So we've also talked about this here, which is the survival heater. And this eventually, I have another one that's going to be really amazing to use. And it has a wick inside, and it's just all cans. We're going to show that one as soon as I can get some fuel for it. So we're not going to show that one tonight. Now this is what I've been working on, guys. This is the very brand new, this is a compact rocket stove, sort of, with extra accessories here. So let me see if I can show you guys this here, because this is a little bit complex. Alright, so, I wish I had a table right here. That would be perfect. So, we got this here, right? Let me just move this a little bit. This is just a tuna can on top of some more of that stainless steel. It's basically like window screen, right? So this is basically just simple window screen, like a mesh. And, oh, what happened? Not supposed to be getting caught up in there. That's not supposed to be permanent. Okay. Those things are getting caught up in there. I'm going to have to actually cut this on the bottom to make that a little bit. Or let me just bend these. You can see that got some of these little funky wires sticking off. They're grabbing the inside of the can there. Alright, so this basically is just like a little heating flange, right? So you just put that in there. But this is the rocket stove, right? So that was an indoor heater, right? So basically you converted a rocket stove into an indoor heater by simply putting the flange on and having that to hold the heat in. And this, you can then put this kind of can on top instead. And with the air holes in there, this is going to actually heat up. This is going to heat up. The whole thing is going to heat up, and it's going to emit heat and have radiant heat for you. Now the one thing is, these are tin cans, and they may emit some sort of fumes, but in an emergency situation, guys, these are going to keep you guys warm and not freeze. So this is really good to have, the stainless steel mesh, and just learning how to fold it over on itself twice and crease that, and that's all it is. There's nothing else to that. Now the rocket stove here, guys, check this out. I haven't finished it entirely, but on the inside there, you can see that I have a couple, I don't know if you can see that actually, but there are some screws right in here. Little screw right there. So I basically screwed this second can onto this can. This can here simply comes out like that. This here is to hold your fire fuel. So you put your sticks in there on top of your shelf right here. This shelf is just simply cut on the sides. You could even just fold it over too, but I just cut it. That way it fits nice and perfect right in there. When you fill up the top of right here with sticks, little tiny twigs, you have an airflow. So your airflow will come through here, and it'll burn right in here in the burn chamber. And then this burn chamber, you see it just comes out right there. And the burn chamber just has two cans. So you got your outer can, and I actually put a lid on the bottom here because it was kind of wobbly. So this holds it flat. So that's the only reason why that's in there. You know, you can maybe fill the bottom with sand or something like that, and that would really make it nice and flat. And then this here, what I need to do is I need to clip the screws there, because this would then fit perfectly right inside, slide in, and have yourself a really nice compact. It should only be this short. It should only be to there. So then you have yourself a really nice compact rocket stove. And without the top, so I've added this top here, it was actually really, really compact. So it actually went to this line right here. And so this was as short as it was, and that was the compact rocket stove. So I need to just be able to get this can to fit in, and there you have it. And it just fits perfectly like that. You got yourself the burning top. Now, one thing that I did here, and I don't know if this is going to work or not 100%, is I just got these, and I got this little wire piece here, and I bent it around to where I could just fit that in, and then that fits right on top. So then you can put a pan on top of there. Just like that, guys. So, and I don't know if this can hold an actual full-size pan. Like I said, I don't know if this thing is sturdy enough to do anything like that. But let's do that live right here, and let's see if this actually could. We're gonna risk our food here and make a big old mess if it doesn't work. This thing's heavy. That is a super, super heavy. I'm scared. Like, yeah. No, that holds it. So if you got your fire going, that thing would just cook it. Right? Real nice. Now, let me show you what I did with this, right? I made this little mini candle here, right? This candle is purposely made for this. Now, I don't think that would be just a little warmer. But this candle that we just made, this little mini candle here, is supposed to fit perfectly inside of here. Just like that. So now we got ourselves an indoor candle heater. So you can see that, right? So now you got that Crisco candle inside there, right? You put your rocket stove back together. So now you got that airflow to come in. And we now got a working rocket stove that's indoor. And then you can put this on here, right? Put that back on. And You can get yourself a heater going. You know, you can use the short topper there, and that'll emit a little bit of heat, and that radiant heat will come out through there. Or you can actually get this to heat up and just put that right on top like that. And then with the holes coming through, then that will definitely heat up, guys. So there you have it. That is a very compact indoor rocket stove, indoor heater, guys. So, and as you can see, you know, I'm just able to hold it. That will warm up. I guarantee you guys, that's going to get so hot that pretty soon I'm not going to be able to touch this. Okay, it's warm. That candle's not getting too hot. I can feel the heat right there. That's nice. Yeah, I can feel that heat coming out. So instead of making like one of those terracotta pots where the terracotta pots will eventually crack and break, you can easily just make a tower like this. Now, one thing I've been learning is about making them sand batteries. Now imagine if we encased this whole entire thing somehow in another container and had it all wrapped around with sand. You heated up that whole thing, you can actually have a sand battery. And if you get a Peltier tile, you could actually hook up Peltier tiles to this to where you could start heating it up, and you could actually get electricity from thermoelectric generation. So there you have it. I just wanted to show you guys a really quick and simple way on how you can make an indoor survival candle rocket stove, indoor heater, candle heater, Crisco candles, olive oil candles. There's probably so many other different ways to make candles. The Bright Betty Bama lamps. So there you have it, guys. And we're gonna get this spaghetti cooked here as well. I gotta make sure we don't burn anything. But as you can see, these candles here still burning beautifully. Let me bring one up to you so you can see that. So that's the birthday candle inside. Here, you can see that, right? It is, I mean, we got so much reflection here that I'm like, you can see that it is lit. So yeah, so there you go. Oh, there you go, right there. So you can see it is lit, and it's been burning for a while. It's got the birthday candle dead center. That's going to heat up the liquid, and it's going to, you know, if it was just a birthday candle, that thing would burn down so quick. But having all of the Crisco oil around there, that's going to do a slow burn. And then this one here, yeesh, that one's already warm. Can't really touch this one. This one is the Bright Betty Bama lamp. And this one will burn for hours, and this one has a really nice light that it emits. Really beautiful. And that'll burn for a long time. And you just want to make sure you don't put anything that'll melt, you know, no plastic next to it, or else it'll get hot and melt. So be cautious, you know, you guys. This is fire. You will get burned. Making rocket stoves, you can cut yourself because, you know, you're working with thin pieces of metal and cutting things and stuff like that. So be careful when you're working with these things, but also, you know, it's for survival, and it's to make sure that you stay warm, and also so you can be able to cook. So you can also, you know, if it's the power's out, it's snowing outside, there's no running water, how are you going to cook? How are you going to do anything? The best thing is to make sure you have some sort of a water filtration system. Berkey filters, the Sawyer filters I hear are really awesome. So make sure you have a way to have water. Make sure that you have plenty of food, you know, stored up, lots of food. Make sure you have some sort of way that you can cook, you know, build up some sort of a rocket stove, have some sort of a way that you can put pans on top of it. So you want to have your water, your food, of course your shelter. Make sure your shelter is good. How you're going to heat up the shelter, you know, you got your survival candles, things like that. Bundling up. What else? Oh, and cleaning. That's the other thing. If you don't have any way to clean yourself, right? No running water. Well, you can always get yourself the Norwex body cloths, right? And you get yourself a Norwex body cloth, and then you can simply just um, get the snow from outside, put it in a pan, melt the snow in the pan, use your body cloth, get it wet, and then you just wipe yourself up. And you basically take yourself a sponge bath with the Norwex cloths, and then you're good to go. You don't have to worry about being dirty and stinky or anything like that, because it is very important that you actually keep yourself clean, because you can actually start to build up bacterias and start to get sores and things like that on your body. So you want to definitely make sure you take care of your feet. In the Army survival book, one of the most important things that they learn and they teach you, and I've never been in the Army, I'm not military, but I have read the Army survival guide, and it's really important because they teach you so much stuff in there. And one of the things was always keeping your feet safe, keeping them protected, keeping them clean, making sure you have extra pairs of socks, always washing your dirty socks and then leaving them out to dry as you're wearing the new socks, and try to have like 2 or 3 pairs so that way you can continuously rotate them. Making sure you like clipping your nails, and so it's really important that you take care of your feet, because if you have anything wrong with your feet, you can get stuck and you can't walk, you can't run, you can't, if you got to get out of harm's way, you may get stuck. So it's a good thing to take care of your feet, make sure you can walk or you can run or something like that. But always just godliness is cleanliness, so keeping yourself clean in emergency situations is also very important. Keeping yourself fed, keeping yourself warm, and making sure you're hydrated. That's about it. I'm Dan the Glassman. I just wanted to give you guys some of these pointers, these tips while we're cooking here and making some spaghetti, and while I've been working on this this brand new survival rocket stove indoor candle heater, which this is awesome, and it's made with a Crisco candle, survival candle, a mini, but we'll see how long this burns. Our time here is 7:42. That's been burning for what, 5 minutes or so. So we'll just say 7:40, 7:45, 7:30, somewhere around there. We'll see how long it burns. All right. So I'll let the mini one go. I'm going to blow these ones out. Hey, Boogie, you want to blow out the candles? All right. So Boogie's going to blow out these candles now. So we're going to let the 2 survival candles go. So we're going to save these for another time. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Now you can see the pink candles right there. And it's all liquidy. You can see how it's all liquidy. So those are going to solidify now. So we just got to bring these back and solidify. Yeah, Boogie. Hold on a sec. Hold on. You're spinning the top real fast? Awesome. He's spinning the top. He's all happy about that. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you all go. Just wanted to share all that information, those tidbits on how you guys can survive and how to stay warm and how to cook and all that stuff. All right. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content that I share with you. Make sure you share it with all your friends. And thanks for watching. I'll bring you back more information, all kinds of cool things whenever I see them. Whatever happens in my world, you're watching The Glass Man's World. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.